Dare to know. Have the courage to use your own understanding. All our knowledge begins with the senses, proceeds to the understanding, and ends with reason. Science is organized knowledge. Wisdom is organized life. Thoughts without content are empty. Intuitions without concepts are blind. It is beyond a doubt that all our knowledge begins with experience. Reason is the faculty that gives us principles. To think for oneself is the hallmark of maturity. The more we come to know, the less we find we understand. Understanding is the means by which we come to grasp the world. Perception is not merely passive reception, but active interpretation. Act only according to that maxim whereby you can at the same time will that it should become a universal law. Always recognize that human individuals are ends, and do not use them as mere means to your ends. Morality is not properly the doctrine of how we may make ourselves happy, but how we may make ourselves worthy of happiness. An action is morally good if it is done out of duty, not inclination. Freedom is the precondition for morality. The good will is the only thing that is good without qualification. Morality is the expression of freedom. Happiness is not an ideal of reason, but of imagination. A categorical imperative would be one which represented an action as objectively necessary in itself. Respect for the law is the hallmark of morality. Freedom is the ability to act according to one's own will while respecting the rights of others. Man is free only when he lives by reason. Freedom must be granted to everyone, or it does not exist for anyone. Autonomy is the basis of the dignity of human nature and of every rational nature. He who is enlightened is free. Freedom is not the absence of necessity, but the recognition of it. To be free is to act according to reason. The human will is free when it is guided by rational principles. Independence of thought is the essence of freedom. True freedom is living in accordance with moral law. The human being is an end in itself. Man must be disciplined, for he is by nature raw and wild. What is enlightenment? It is man's emergence from his self-imposed immaturity. The dignity of humanity lies in our ability to think and act morally. The world is not only comprehensible but meaningful because of humanity. The greatest achievement of humanity is its moral development. Man is the only being who needs education. Humanity's progress is tied to its use of reason. The worth of a person is not based on what they have, but on what they are. Only through reason can humanity achieve its full potential. We do not see things as they are, but as they appear to us. Experience without theory is blind, but theory without experience is mere intellectual play. Space and time are forms of intuition, not external realities. The senses are the starting point of all human knowledge. The mind actively shapes the data it receives. We can never know the thing in itself, only its appearances. Knowledge is a bridge between the mind and reality. Our understanding of the world is limited by our own faculties. All perceptions are conditioned by the framework of our mind. Reality is mediated through human cognition. Duty is the necessity of an action performed out of respect for the law. There is nothing higher than the moral law within me. Happiness is not the goal of life. Fulfilling one's duty is. Respect for duty is the highest virtue. To act out of duty is to act morally. Responsibility begins with knowledge. The moral law demands respect and obedience. Duty is the essence of a moral life. One's worth is determined by one's adherence to duty. Moral actions require a commitment to universal principles. Enlightenment is man's release from his self-incurred tutelage. Without the moral law, there can be no freedom. The highest wisdom is to live in harmony with the moral law. A truly moral person acts out of duty, not personal gain. Education is the foundation of freedom and morality. Knowledge paves the way for wisdom. The pursuit of truth is the highest duty of mankind. History is the unfolding of human reason. Progress is measured by moral and intellectual advancement. The ultimate goal of life is to achieve moral perfection. God's existence cannot be proven but must be assumed for moral reasoning. Religion is the recognition of all duties as divine commands. Faith complements reason, but it does not replace it. Morality is the true basis of religion. The idea of God arises from the need for moral accountability. Faith in God gives meaning to the moral law. Religion is morality's partner, not its master. God is the guarantor of ultimate justice. The concept of God provides hope for the highest good. True religion is based on reason and morality. Laws must be grounded in justice, not expediency. A society thrives when it respects the freedom and dignity of individuals. The public use of reason is essential for enlightenment. A person's worth lies in their character, not their possessions. True progress is moral progress. A just society is one that upholds universal laws. Respect for others is the foundation of social harmony. Equality and justice are prerequisites for a free society. A peaceful world is one governed by reason and moral law. Every person has an inherent right to freedom. Wisdom is the ability to live according to reason. The true test of wisdom is its application in life. Enlightenment is the path to freedom and autonomy. The unexamined life is unworthy of a rational being. Wisdom is the ability to live according to reason. The true test of wisdom is its application in life. Enlightenment is the path to freedom and autonomy. The unexamined life is unworthy of a rational being. Wisdom begins with the recognition of our limitations. The purpose of life is not to seek happiness, but to achieve moral greatness. A wise person seeks to understand, not merely to know. True enlightenment is the recognition of moral law. Philosophy is the quest for ultimate wisdom. The hallmark of an enlightened person is the courage to think independently.